Cool, so the weather today is incredible. I'm not gonna miss this opportunity to get out on the road. Actually, I've used Ride with GPS to find a couple new routes because I'm getting a little bored with some of the trails that I keep doing over and over and over. So I went to Ride with GPS, punched in a couple coordinates, and it gave me some new trails that I haven't ridden before. So today I figured this would be a great opportunity to go out for a more leisurely ride to check out what these trails are like and see where it leads me. But first, I got a couple things to do. I've got this guy to put on, and I'm gonna grease up the pedals just a little bit. I'm starting to get a little bit of a creak, and I don't think I did enough grease when I put on the new Shimano pedals. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then get up and head on out there. We're trying out these new trails, and we're finding we're going through a lot of water, a lot of runs down here, and the water's coming through it. So you can see there behind, Mark is walking it through because it was really deep. My feet are soaked now. I think we've got maybe one more to do, and then we'll see. How was that?
Well, walking across wasn't that big of a deal. So had the stepping stones, that made it a little bit more manageable. A little less nerve-wracking maybe, because considering I've already taken a tumble today. But,
yeah.
But you know, those are the breaks.
Yeah, I think we only have one more.
Okay.
And then we're done until we turn around and come back.
Go back the other way.
Yeah. We are in a neighborhood again. And I'm sure we all remember what happened the last time I was in a neighborhood trying to find trails. I got lost. I saw signs for bike trails, but it wasn't the bike trails I was looking for. So, we're gonna give this a shot and see where it takes us.
That's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No. So,
First, you handling okay though?
we just saw a guy ride by us with a parrot on his backpack.
Real living green parrot, you know?
Ellen would like that.
Yes, you would, absolutely.
Ellen would do that. Staying off main roads mostly.
Yeah, it's just very little, you know. We had to cross Route 7 and a little bit on Columbia Pike, but that was like a block at the most, you know. It wasn't much to worry about there.
The big change from what I do with the commute of going all the way down Eisenhower, going through Old Town, which is what I thought I would have to do to get to the WOD, to meet up with Scott. But nope, this is shorter.
Yep.
This is a little easier, minus the
5 fords we have to go through.
Yeah.
Well, that's really bad for me because I'm the one who took the tumble. Joshua did fine, so.
We did fine with the Fords. We didn't come across any Toyotas.
Yep, exactly. Or Cadillacs and like that.
No, didn't have to do that, just the Fords.
Just
the fjords. We're pining for the fjords.
Yeah, we had the parrot back there for too.
Yeah, perfect.
Kind of
maybe it was just stunned.
Yeah.
This wasn't a ride to get some personal records or some King of the Mountains or for any speed or distance. This was a let's do a little reconnaissance on what this path is.
And a good day for a leisurely ride too, you know. It's,
yeah. I will admit, it is a little tough to see these guys drive by on these really nice bikes and not pick up the pace.
Yep.
And not either to not allow them to pass, or when they're passing on the other side, to just take that as an incentive to kind of give it some gas and
Yeah.
get some speed. But
Try to catch up to them or whatever.
this was just a learning ride on this trail. I like it, minus the water parts.
Yeah.
And it'll be good for those long ride days when I want to go pick up Scott, ride further down the wad to the barbecue place.
Yep.
Get a ride home.
Get a morning start, early morning start, and head out that way before it gets too horrendously hot. Then again, the Fords going through that would be kind of welcome at that point. So, with the water flying up on you and everything. So, or minus the falling down part, of course.
Well, yeah. So it's not a hard ride. Not really sweaty.
Yeah.
But my feet are soaked. My butt is soaked.
Yep. I would definitely vouch for that too. So
from the water, and now we'll just make our way back.
Yep. Just take it easy.
I think this is the last of the big intersections. And then we can ride regularly and not have to worry about major roads. No, wait, we've got one more. Columbia Pike. And we have one more after this, and then we're done.
Intersection this way, we're just kind of going along with the side there.
Yeah, we got a crosswalk right to the trail on that one. This one, there's no shoulder, no bike trail, just intersection. Yep. Well, as the video shows, I did kind of pull a boneheaded move. So as we had mentioned, the water in the run kind of goes across the trail in a few spots. The water wasn't really that deep, and it wasn't traveling that fast either. However, there was a bunch of algae on the concrete that the water was going over, and when the water wasn't that thick and we were going at just kind of a decent pace, not too fast, not too slow, not putting a lot of torque on the wheel, we were fine. Coming back, one of the areas got a lot deeper than our initial pass, and well, you saw what happened. I was going through, I got most of the way through, I was fine. I wasn't in the right gear. I hit just a little bit too much torque, had a little too much water pushing against me, and well, the video speaks for itself. So what are our lessons learned on this? Well, one, if I go on that trail again, I'm going to use those pylons to walk across instead of taking the bike through the water. And two, I need to get a camera that is a little more rugged and can handle being dropped or falling in the water, or even, handling sweat. But I think for me and my peace of mind and for some clumsiness, I need to go ahead and get something that can handle all those things that could be thrown at it. So what started off as just doing a nice leisurely ride kind of ended up with bleeding, broken camera, dead phone. Yeah, not the nice day that I was expecting. There were no broken bones. The bikes are fine, but the ego and the pride kind of took a hit, and having to replace equipment is not a fun thing when it's done because of, poor decisions. So after I got myself cleaned up, the only thing left to do really was to get the bike cleaned up. It had algae and muck and grossness on it from falling in the water. So it was time to take it outside and give it a good wash. We have our lessons learned. We know what to do in the future and what not to do. We prepare ourselves, and really these are the lessons of life. So all we can do now is pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and give it another go.